Everyone looks at legends like John Jones or David Goggins and thinks, I can do that. But when things get tough, it's not that easy. Imagine running a marathon with a broken leg. No matter how hard you push, it's humanly impossible. But what if I told you that overcoming the impossible isn't about pushing through blindly? Asta from Black Clover shows us that the key to breaking through any obstacle is more than willpower. In this video, we'll uncover the mindset that allowed Asta to defy his limits, and how you can apply it to your own life. Asta was born with nothing. In a world where magic defines power, he has zero. No spells or natural gifts, just a dream everyone calls impossible. People laughed at him from childhood for saying he'd become the Wizard King. Even at the Magic Night entrance exam, while others displayed incredible abilities, Asta had nothing to show.
ありえなくね？はい、一人早速消えた。つかなんであいつここにいんの？おいおい、こんなの簡単だぜ。
Meanwhile, his rival, was a prodigy. He received a 4-leaf grimoire, a sign of someone destined for greatness. Asta. He got nothing, at first. But here's what makes Asta different. When you hit an obstacle, do you see it as a stop sign? Asta doesn't. He sees it as a challenge. And that's precisely what you need to start doing. Most people would take this as proof that they weren't meant for greatness. But Asta? He refused to accept that. And what he did next wholly changed his fate. Asta's struggles weren't just about being weaker than others. It wasn't just that he had no magic. The real test came when he lost the ability to fight altogether. In the battle against Veto, he pushed himself to the limit, and his reward? His arms were cursed beyond healing. No more training, no more fighting, no more dream. Think about that. It's one thing to struggle when you can still try. But what do you do when trying isn't even an option anymore? That's the point where most people quit. And I'll be honest, if you told me Asta would give up here, I wouldn't blame him. But that's the thing. Asta didn't stop. Even when it looked like everything was over, he found a way forward. And what happened next is exactly why he's different. Most people see obstacles as signs to stop. Asta sees them as challenges to overcome. He doesn't fight alone. He seeks out the Witch Queen who heals his arms. But here's what's essential. Healing wasn't the solution, his mindset was. Because even after recovering, he was still weaker than the opponents he had to face. Against Ladros, a magic user far beyond his level, Asta had every reason to believe he'd lose. But instead of fearing his limits, he embraced them. He found another way, learning to fully wield his anti-magic abilities and pushing beyond what anyone thought possible. That's what makes Asta different. He never tries harder, he adapts and pushes through. And that's the key to overcoming anything. Please take a second to subscribe because 99% of people watching are not subscribed. Thank you, and let's continue with the video. I can relate to Asta pretty easily. I was making perfect progress in the gym, I was getting stronger every week. But then I got injured. Suddenly I couldn't train. A month passed and I felt stuck. I wasn't just losing strength, I was losing motivation. That month, I felt like I was watching everything I worked for slip away. And maybe you felt that too, stuck watching your goals get further away. But I realized something that changed everything. Just because I couldn't train the same way didn't mean I couldn't. I had to adapt. I changed my workout plan, found ways to train around my injury, and focused on what I could do instead of what I couldn't. And just like that, I was back. Asta didn't let his injuries stop him, and I wasn't going to let mine stop me either. Everyone faces limits. Strength, skill, natural ability, these things will hold you back at some point. But Asta proves something important. Limits aren't barriers. They're just checkpoints. The people who succeed aren't the ones who start with the most. They're the ones who refuse to stop. So, the real question isn't whether you have what it takes. The real question is, are you willing to push forward no matter what? Next time you hit a wall, ask yourself, are you going to stop or are you going to find a way through? Because that choice is what makes all the difference. If this video gave you something to think about, you need to check out this video on Nanami. Because if Asta shows us how to break through limits, Nanami shows us how to escape a meaningless life. And trust me, you don't want to miss that.